Yeah, Kelly. So, Oracle has invested about $625 million combined into two companies, Oxford Nanopore, a gene sequencing company, and Ampere Computing, which makes server chips. Because of the battering that growth stocks have taken across the board, Oracle had to take a substantial markdown on those investments. And if you look across the tech sector, whether it's Amazon, Microsoft, Google, or Salesforce, they've all made really big investments in growth companies, startups, late-stage companies over the last few years. Some of those companies have gone public. Some of them are still private, but they're all going to have to be taking markdowns. And we'll see the heart of earnings season late April, but it's something that investors really have to be on the lookout for. Oracle is a relatively small investor in the tech space relative to those companies.
Yeah, because the shares are still up today, suggesting investors are taking this in stride. But to your point, if they're a smaller player and some of the other ones are quite large, who in particular should we be keeping an eye on?
Yeah, well, Amazon is a notable one, and it just so happens that Rivian also reported yesterday. If you remember, Amazon invested about $1.3 billion into Rivian.
True.
Of course, an electric vehicle company. The stock soared, last year after Rivian's IPO. And so Amazon was able to take a large mark up for the fourth quarter. The stock is now down over 60% this year. So what gets marked up has to get marked down, right? Amazon has other investments in companies like Databricks, which was valued at $38 billion during kind of the peak of the private market hype. OpenAI, Microsoft is in a couple of those companies, as well as Cruise. Google is in several companies. Freshworks, Duolingo, UiPath. Those stocks are all getting hammered. And then Salesforce put $150 million into Robinhood's IPO. That stock is down 37% this year. So all significant companies to look out for.
And if they're interested in the businesses, now would be the time to maybe look at acquisitions or doubling down, or but they seem to have bought more or less towards the top along with everybody else. It's a great point. All right, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.